It's officially cuffing season, so I wanted to give you guys an update on my dating life. Just kidding, doesn't exist. I honestly haven't thought about dating in almost a year, and I've been good. And maybe I'm a different type of dude because my motivations in life aren't dictated by my wang, but I really don't have the time or the patience to deal with the ups and downs and stress and drama of trying to find, as my friend Chayla would say, a needle in a haystack in a sea full of crazy. I've been focusing on work, building my creative skills, and really reconnecting with my family. Now, I can admit that my avoidance of dating in the past was due mostly to fear, but now it's more out of self-care. Which brings me to this lovely Facebook post. No disrespect to the author, as I'm sure she's been through a lot to come to this conclusion, and I can sense that her intentions were good and meant to inspire, but her viewpoint and execution were severely flawed. And I got questions. Do not waste your time going on any more getting to know you excursions for coffee or drinks. If he wants to do coffee, he's broke or cheap and drinks are a ploy to get in your pants. Think about it. If you live in a large expensive city like DC, New York, or Miami, a round or two of drinks costs as much as a meal, maybe more. But pasta doesn't lower your inhibitions like vodka. Depends on the pasta. She's right about the price of drinks though. I don't care if you're looking for true love and marriage or an FWB. Friends with benefits, got it. Any man in your vicinity should be actively showing he has the intention and means to treat you well. Men who insist on testing women for the first few dates before they spring for a 2 for $20 at Applebee's are trash. 1, I'm not sure if you're looking for someone equally yoked or a really bad sugar daddy here. And 2, who eats at Applebee's? Even if you pass their stupid and arbitrary date test, they're looking to get the most emotional labor for the least they can invest. They will never pour into you. Users like that need to be too afraid to even look at you. What kind of dudes are you dating? Real masculine men love to court women and treat them well. And get rid of that notion that you now owe them something. That springs from a fear of being treated well. You deserve the best. This is the first decent viewpoint she's had during this entire rant, but let's keep going. If Michelle Obama came into town, these same lazy men would be foaming at the mouth for a chance to pump her gas, send her champagne, and treat her an extravagant meal if they had a chance. Treat her to an extravagant meal. Foaming at the mouth though? It's not about getting next to her. Everyone knows she's with Barack forever, but look at how George W. looks at her and treats her. He's not trying to get with her, he's in awe of her. Depends on who you ask. Real men love to admire elegant, beautiful women. Just being in your presence is a privilege they will happily pay for. Pay for? If you want men to value your presence, you have to value your time. Your beat face is worth more than a coffee date, sis. Literally. By the time you add up the cost of your Fenty foundation, MAC Lippy, that prestige brand mascara, all those primers, your eyeshadow, blush, and highlight, okay, that's a lot of stuff to be putting on your skin at once. Plus the hours of trial and error it's taking you to choose the right products and perfect your look. He needs to take you parasailing to equal your effort. You know you aren't going near any type of water if you put on all that makeup. Seriously, don't settle for less than you deserve.
Wait a damn minute.
First off, I'm not arguing with a woman that has 2 Facebook accounts and will tag herself. Let's start there. And secondly, there were some decent points in there, like men should value a woman's time, women don't owe us anything just because we treat them to dinner, and at the end of the day, women deserve the best. But those ideals got lost under the other dozen or so sophomoric points, like your beat face is worth more than a coffee date, and just being in your presence is a privilege that they will happily pay for, which insinuates that dates are nothing more than transactions and women can be bought.
She is not your property.
Now I came across this lovely dissertation through a college buddy of mine who reposted it, and my initial comment was simple. I disagree with the spirit of the original post and made a case for coffee dates, which are the perfect first interaction to get to know someone a bit and could be the springboard for the courting stage. And I was gonna leave it there, but you know how there's always that one person that will take the point and go completely left with it? Well, one young lady jumped in and went on a rampage, co-signing everything the first post said, and further proved that there are people out there that seemingly believe that the amount of money you spend on a date shows how much or little you care. She kept mentioning that $2 coffee dates are trash, how if her husband had taken her to coffee on their first date there wouldn't have been a second, and that she would determine whether or not to show up for a date depending on how ashy it was. Ashy? Now I understand having a level of expectation during the courting phase, but we're just talking about dating. I don't know you from a can of paint, what you do, where you're from, whether you have a healthy level of crazy, or if you're the type to show up to my house in a dirty wedding dress trying to carve hearts into the hood of my car.
Come outside one day and I'm looking in the grass. I'm like, man, it must have been so hot out here that that the grass caught on fire. It's crazy. I look at the grass, and as I step, you know, when you're close up on it, you can't really tell what's going on. And as I move back away, like, oh, those are words. Fuck you.
No, you gotta be lying now.
She burnt you
No.
into my grass.
I'm flabbergasted.
I don't know if she stenciled it or if she like
Precision was on point.
precision was on point. I should have listened to the homie. He told me you wasn't all the way right.
You're ready to
Cool.
move
Like,
at this point.
so here's what happens. I actually do move. I go out back and it's raining dog food cans. But she has written on the dog food cans, "F me again or die."
But going for coffee or drinks, maybe a happy hour, these are great ways to get some of that information in a public setting. And if we hit it off, then we can level up to dinner and all the courting type dates. If we don't, I didn't waste a whole bunch of money trying to wine and dine someone I never want to see again. And again, yes, women deserve to be treated well by their partners, but that doesn't necessarily equate to material things. It's in how they care for you and your well-being, your dreams, your goals, your passions. It's in the friendship, the core values, and common interests. Now, the implementation of this could very well mean dinners and gifts, but it could also mean random walks around town, visiting museums and art galleries, cooking each other dinner, having a game night with friends. Besides, if you strip away all the material things and you have nothing to go on but their personality, would you even want to be around this person? That is what relationships should be based on, not the amount of money spent for your time, which really makes you sound like an escort. Now personally, I was always taught to pay for any date that I ask a woman on. And if a woman wants to go Dutch on a date, I know our relationship is platonic. But I'm not trying to keep up with the Joneses on all these $300 dinners, designer clothes that'll be out of style next month, and especially big fancy weddings that cost tens, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars. Not knocking if that's your style, but I'd rather take that money and invest or buy some property. That's the thing. Everybody's different, and we should all be so lucky to find that person that shares our ideals and our goals. But to assume everyone should think or behave a certain way, it's just wrong. But at the end of the day, how much I choose to spend on a date has nothing to do with my finances or my ability to take care of myself and my future bride. It just shows you where my priorities are.
Just stand there in your wrongness and be wrong and get used to it.
So yeah, that's my rant on that. I probably never would have made this video if the girl wasn't so aggressive in her replies. Plus, she alluded to me being a broke boy. God bless her and her marriage, but if her union is transactional like her replies suggest, I hope she keeps her end of the bargain up. Because they got like 5 kids. And she's not even 30 yet. Yeah, I checked.